Hello friends, I am Professor Sushan Mohite, working as a head of electrical department from Praveen Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology. Previous video, we learned the need of energy conservation in present scenario. Now we start the function of the following organization related to energy conservation. The first one, MEDA, MEDA. The meaning of MEDA is Maharashtra Energy Development Agency. The MEDA register as a society under Societies Registration Act 1860 in 1985 and Bombay Public Trust 1950 in 1987. Under these agencies of MNRE GOI, assistant to state and central government to promote and develop new and renewable sources of energy and technologies and to promote and implement energy conservation. Working as a state nodal agency in renewable energy sector and state designated agency in energy conservation sector. It committed to explore the resources such as wind, biogas cogeneration, hydro, biomass, geothermal, wave, which are clean and eco-friendly in nature. Then next is what is the role of MEDA? MEDA means Maharashtra Energy Development Agency. MEDA or MEDA should imperative responsibility to conduct awareness training and capacity building for various stakeholders. Prime objectives of such training program is for ease of implementation of ECBC compliant building in Maharashtra. What is the meaning of ECBC? Energy Conservation Building Code. Beyond the process of modification and enforcement of the codes in the state, the capacity building training activity plays a key role in creating awareness of energy conservation building code throughout the state. Then what is the responsibility of MEDA? First, to identify the type of stakeholders of ECBC capacity building training workshop. The second, identify potential location for the training workshop. Third, identify organization who can organize the training program. Next, all the financial help for the such program will be given by MEDA. And the last one, MEDA may also give speaker for such program. This is the MEDA and its role and its a responsibility. The next one is a MNRE, Ministry of New Renewable Energy. Identify the areas where research and development is needed and to be supported by new designing and manufacturing technology. Establish performance standards and specification of international grade and help the industry to grow globally. Industries are given recognition of standards and accreditation if they completely with international quality level and help to attain same throughout. Identify the areas where new and renewable energy services to be bring so that the goal of energy security, energy unbalance and gap between supply and demands can be fulfilled. This is the function of MNRE. MNRE means Ministry of New Renewable Energy. The next one, BEE, that is the Bureau of Energy Efficiency. BEE means Bureau of Energy Efficiency. The mission of Bureau of Energy Efficiency is to to institutionalize energy efficiency services, enable delivery mechanism in the country and provide leadership to energy efficiency in all sector of economy. The primary objective would be to reduce energy intensity in the Indian economy. The general superintendence, directions and management of the affairs of the Bureau is vested in the Governing Council with 26 members. The Council is headed by Union Minister of Power and consists of members represented by secretaries of various line ministers. The CEOs of technical agencies under the ministries, member representing equipment and appliances manufacturers, industry, architects, consumers and 5 power regions representing the states. The Director General of the Bureau shall be the ex officio member secretary of the Council. The BEE will be initially supported by the central government by way of grant through budgets. It will, however, in a period of 5-7 years, become self-sufficient. It will be authorized to collect appropriate fee in the discharge of its function assigned to it. The BEE will also use the Central Energy Conservation Fund and other funds raised from various sources for innovative financing of energy efficient projects in order to promote energy efficient investment. The next, what is the role of Bureau of Energy Efficiency? That is BEE. The role of BEE would be to prepare standards and label of appliances and equipment, develop a list of designated consumers, specify certification and accreditation procedure, prepare building codes, maintain central EC fund and undertake promotional activities in coordinates with center and state level agencies. The role would include development of energy service companies, transforming the market for energy efficiency and create awareness through measures including clearing houses. This is the BEE and its role. Also, the another answer of the BEE is the BEE is the government organization which recommending energy efficiency policies, financial aid, alternate energy resources and their implementation. The officials are belongs to central government. BEE to arrange training program for the institution, industries and individuals by expertise personnel in the respective field. It research and development in field of energy efficiency. It strengthening consultancy services by using more experienced person. It increases the awareness by advertisement and spreading information. It plans and facilitates execution of project and demonstration. It promotes energy conservation by encouraging to use efficient process equipment, control devices, etc. It gives innovative financial option for energy efficient project. And it design an educational curriculum including all aspects of energy conservation. Then next, NPC means National Productive Council. It is a national level organization under Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. The training consultancy is extended by the organization within area of productivity. It provides consultancy in the area of process management, energy management, strategic productivity management, etc. to achieve effectiveness economically. It arranges seminar, workshop, conference in collaboration with various institutions which are involved in energy conservation and renewable energy policies. These are the functions of NPC, means National Productive Council. The next is a Energy Electricity Act 2003. But now we first learn the Energy Electricity Act 2001. In Energy Electricity Act 2001, the first point is standards and labeling. Standards and labeling, that is S and L, have been identified as a key activity for energy efficiency improvement. The S and L program, when in place, would ensure that only energy efficient equipment and appliances would be made available to the consumer. The main provision of EC Act, means Energy Conservation Act, on standards and labeling are involve minimum energy conservation, consumption, not a conservation, energy consumption, and performance standards for notified equipment and appliances, prohibit manufacture, sale and import of such equipment which does not conform to the standards, introduce a mandatory labeling scheme for notified equipment appliances to enable consumers to make informed choices, disseminate information on the benefits to consumers. The next, designated consumers. The main provision of Energy Conservation Act on designated consumers are: the government will notify energy intensive industries and other establishments as designated consumers. Schedule to the Act provides list of designated consumers which cover basically energy intensive industries, railway, port trust, transport sector, power station, transmission and distribution companies, and commercial building or establishment. The designated consumer to get an energy audit conducted by an accredited energy auditor. Energy managers with prescribed qualification are required to be appointed or designated by the designated consumer. Designated consumers will comply with norms and standards of energy consumption as prescribed by the central government. The next one, certification of energy managers and accreditation of energy auditing firms. A card of professionally qualified energy managers and auditor with expertise in policy analysis, project management, financing and implementation of energy efficiency project will be developed through certification and accreditation programs. BEE to design training modules and conduct a national level examination for certification of energy managers and energy auditors. The next, energy conservation building codes. The main provision of Energy Conservation Act on energy conservation building codes are: the BEE would prepare guidelines for energy conservation building codes. This would be notified to local climate condition or other complying factor by the respective state. For commercial building erected after the rules relating to energy conservation building codes have been notified. In addition, this building should have a connected load of 500 kW or contract term of 6000 kVA and above and are intended to be used for commercial purpose. Energy audit of specific designated commercial building consumer would also be prescribed. The next one, Central Energy Conservation Fund. The fund will be set up at the center to develop the delivery mechanism for large scale adoption of energy efficiency services such as performance, contracting and promotion of energy service companies. The fund is expected to give a trust for R&D, and demonstration in order to boost market penetration of efficient equipment and appliances. It would support the creation of facilities for testing and development and to promote consumers awareness. The next is a role of central and state government. Central to notify rules and regulation under various provision of the Act, provide an initial financial assistance of BEE and EC fund, coordinate with the various state governments and notification, information, penalties and adjustification. State to amend energy conservation building codes to suit the regional and local climate condition, to designated state level agency to coordinate, regulate and enforce provision of the Act and constitute a state energy conservation fund for promotion of energy efficiency. Penalties and adjustification. Penalty for each offence under the Act will be in the mandatory terms, that is 1000 rupees for each offence and 1000 for each day of continued non-compliances. In initial phase of 5 years would be promotional and creating infrastructure for implementation of Act number. Penalties will be effective during this phase. The power to have been vested with the State Electricity Regulatory Commission, which shall appoint any one of these members to be an adjusting officer for holding an inquiry in connection with the penalty imposed. The next is the clauses of Energy Conservation Act 2001. The Energy Conservation Bill was introduced in the Lok Sabha on March 8, 2010. It amends the Energy Conservation Act 2001. The Energy Conservation Act empowers the government of specified norms and standards of energy efficiency to be followed by different industry who are specified in a schedule to the Act in their use of power. Norms and standard of energy efficiency and conservation are also to be set for appliances and equipment and the construction of building. The Act empowers state government to enforce its various provisions. The Act also established the Bureau of Energy Efficiency under the central government to specify qualification and certification procedures for energy auditors and managers who shall audit its use of energy by industries. The bill expands the scope of energy conservation norm for building and tightening the applicability of energy efficiency norm for appliances and equipment. It provides a framework within which saving on energy use can be traded between those industries who are energy efficient and those whose consumption of energy is more than the maximum set by the government. The bill increases penalties for offences and provides for appeal to be heard by the Electricity Appellate Tribunal set up under the Electricity Act 2003. Under the Act, the government could specify energy conservation building code for commercial building with a connected load of more than 5000 kW or contract demand of 6000 kVA. The bill broadens the range of commercial buildings to which such building codes apply to those with a connected load of more than 100 kW or contracted demand of more than 120 kVA. Under the bill, the central government can issue energy saving certificates to those industries whose energy consumption is less than the minimum allowed. Such certificates can be sold to other consumers whose consumption is more than maximum allowable. The Act empowers the government to specify energy consumption norm for equipment or appliances. The government can also prohibit the manufacture, sale, purchase, or import of notified equipment unless they conform to such norms. However, this prohibition can only be issued 2 years after the norms have been specified. The bill reduced this time frame to 6 months, expandable by a further 6 months. The bill increases the penalty specified for offences committed under the Act. Each offence shall attract a penalty of rupees 10 lakhs with an additional penalty of rupees 10,000 for each day that the offence remains. The additional penalty for those industries who consume energy in excess of norms will be the value of the excess energy consumed. The Act provided for the setting up of an appellate tribunal for energy consumption which would hear appeals against order of the central or state government. The bill does not away with the provision and provides for the appeal against such orders to be heard by the appellate tribunal established under the Electricity Act 2003. The bill increased the terms of office of the Director General of the Bureau of Energy Efficiency from 3 to 5 years. It provides for the Bureau rather than the central government to appoint its officers and staff. This is the Energy Electricity Act 2001. Now we'll learn the Energy Electricity Act 2003. The central government to prepare a national electricity policy in constitution with the state government. Thrust to complete the rural electrification and provide for management of rural distribution by panchayat, cooperative societies, non-government organization, franchises, etc. The provision for license free generation and distribution in the rural areas, generation being delicensed and captive generation being freely permitted. Hydro projects needs clearance from the Central Electricity Authority. The transmission utility at the central as well as the state level to be government company with responsibility for plan and coordinate development of transmission network. Provision for private license in transmission and entry in distribution through an independent network. Open access in transmission from the outside. Distribution license will be free to undertake generation and generating companies will be free to take up distribution business. These are the points which is added in the Electricity Act 2003.